Hello and welcome to episode 144 of The Nerd Out. I'm Lisa.
I'm Ritzy.
We're girls and we nerd out. You can follow us on the socials, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. You can email us info@thenerdout.com. You can check out our site, thenerdout.com. It has been updated. What? And we are all a part of the Word to Your Mama network at WTYMAMA. Word to Your Mama on all of the socials. Hello. I'm sick, in case anyone was wondering. And also, yes, I am still coming at you from a serial killer basement.
People loved it. They were rolling when I posted that video.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I got somebody in a pit over here. Buffalo Bill's coming by later. It's going to be a party.
Oh. And then I don't know if it was Twitter or one of the social, I was like, do people even understand the puts lotion in the basket reference? You know?
Whoa.
Only the cool ones. Only the cool ones.
Depressing. Although I will say, like, I am lit really remarkably today. Put all these videos up, Ritzy.
I will. So, last episode, we had the wonderful recap of your, what was it called? Outlaw
Country Cruise.
Yes. Your first cruise. And it happened
cruise.
to be a music cruise. And so you can, listen to that episode. So then I saw something and I was like, is this Tia? Is she going to do this? Because one of our inspirations, if you haven't been listening since Jump, is, Kevin Smith. And his podcasting ways has always been one of our major inspirations. So Jay and Silent Bob are doing Cruise Askew. And I believe, I looked last night, it looks like the rooms look exactly like the ones, same boat.
I just opened it up. It's the same company that's doing it.
Boom.
So it's probably the Norwegian Pearl, the same boat. This looks kind of fun.
I know. And I was like, I don't know. It's on the verge because it's like they're going to do Hollywood Babylon. Mark Bernadine's there, Fat Man Beyond. And they're going to do like all the stuff. But I don't know. It might be too much.
It might be too much. It doesn't feel like, what is it? A 3, 4, 5. It's a 3-night cruise. That's maybe not too much.
And then it's like, a little bit of music, but I don't know who that is. And then podcasts. And I don't know if I can take that many of that type of podcasts.
Yeah.
And then stand-up comedy. Like, if it was a little mix of other things, maybe. But, I could maybe do one Hollywood Babylon and then Fat Man Beyond and call it a day.
Yeah. I mean, good for them, though. This is pretty funny. Like, now that I'm a cruiser, this is something
is that the official name? People that
I don't know. I will tell you, here's something that's kind of interesting. Harkening back to my cruise is that I learned, I don't know, a year and a half ago, that apparently like pineapples are a symbol of like swinging and partner swapping.
Upside down in your cart.
I didn't know about that. Mm-hmm. So like, it kind of takes like all of the places that you might see pineapples to a whole new thing. And they're like, oh yeah, on cruises, like people will put like little cutout pineapples on their doors. And Ranger Ted has a pineapple Hawaiian shirt that he really loves. And he was like, I'm going to wear this on the cruise. And this is like a long running. I'm like, no, you're not going to wear that on the cruise. And he's like, yeah, I am. I'm like, then you are on your own, mister. I don't know. If somebody comes up and they're like, hey, what's the deal? I'll be like, I don't know. You're going to have to talk to him. So, something, pineapples and cruising. When you said swingers, cruisers, it made me think cruiser, swinger.
Combine them both. Cruisers and swingers.
Yeah, I don't know what people who go on cruises are called. Old, maybe. Old. But yeah, this seems pretty cool. I would totally go on that if it wasn't, all the way. If I lived in Miami, I'd totally go on this. Why not?
I could see maybe, but
yeah. Wow, that's amazing.
So yeah, I thought I'd bring that up.
Okay.
But yeah, pineapples, I've learned via TikTok, aka TikTok, because I somehow got onto swingers and sex parties.
Swing talk? You were on
Swing
Swinger
Talk.
Talk?
I was on Swing Talk. I'm not anymore, but somehow I ended up on Swing Talk. And they're the pineapples upside down. If you're at the grocery store, peeps, and you see someone has a pineapple that's upside down in their cart, they're trying to let you know, they're trying to alert you that it is on and popping.
Here is my concern. I feel like there is a decent margin of error for this.
Yeah.
Like shirts, decor, pineapple in your cart. What if you're like, hey man, like, can I give you the secret handshake? And they're like, what are you talking about?
Yeah. Like you just happen to put the pineapple and it fell, landed upside down.
Yeah. And they're like, hey, what are you and your lady doing later? And then you get a punch in the face. I don't know.
Yeah.
Just got to exercise caution. That's just what we urge. Like, let your freak flag fly, but exercise caution.
Yeah. Yeah. And also last episode, we talked about how we were prepping and surprises for the Supernatural Bear for TFCON.
I'm dying to hear about this.
That happened, and the cliff notes is it was one for the books. It was amazing.
For those of you who might not remember or know, will you tell them what TFCON is?
The Transformers convention that happens twice a year. One here. They do one here and they do one in Canada. So they do one in the States and they do one in Canada. So during the same year. I think this year they did two in the United States. I think it was like on the East Coast and then they did Burbank. So anyways, we went last year. It was COVID times, blah, blah, blah. The year before that, it was COVID time. So we did it virtually. So we're like, we can't wait. So, and then Peter Cullen, surprise Supernatural Bear. He, try to play it off like we...
Peter Cullen is who?
He is the voice of Optimus Prime.
Okay,
he's a living legend.
It's a big deal. Yeah.
It's a huge deal, right? So we go... I think we go we're there Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And so they're smart. Mr. Cullen was on Sunday. That was his panel day, and that was his photo day. So, it was great. The Supernatural Bear. We go on Friday, which is kind of like the Comic-Con's preview night. And we go, and we're sitting in the back because we got there kind of late. And I forgot what panel was happening. And all of a sudden, the Supernatural Bear gets up and he's going to go ask a question. And we were like, oh, shit. And he was nervous. He went to the mic. We were so proud of him. And then that just gave him the confidence to ask all kinds of questions at every panel. And we went to almost every single panel. But there's one, I'll have video and I'll post it. He went up and asked an amazing question, I took video of the whole thing, documented the whole thing. He had everyone in an uproar. It was the writer of the original G1 movie. And Supernatural Bear went up and he's like, and he had a mask, so it's kind of hard to hear, but it's pretty clear with the mic. He said, Mr. Da-da-da, it's an honor, blah, blah, blah. I just want to say, how do you feel that you scarred generations by killing off, the main character, and then the guy, he's like 90 something. He's amazing. One of the best people ever with his stories for days. And he's like, what was that? What did he say? He goes, oh, how did I feel about killing off a main character? He goes, I loved it, or something like that. Like it was, and everyone's laughing, and it was like a proud mama moment, right? He just went up there, made the place laugh, and then it was great. So anyways, so Peter Cullen was Sunday, and it was at 11. We had a lineup. They were like, line up. It's at something, but you can only line 15 minutes ahead. We have a video too of that. We're lined up all the way outside, like for days. And then I think it was his nerves. He was just kind of overwhelmed. He just was kind of like bummed out and just kind of, he didn't know what to do. And so as we're getting closer, one of his favorite YouTuber creators, journalist, who happens to be a Black Transformer creator, so representation is amazing. He was in the front of the line, so he just come out with a picture with Peter Cullen. He was so nice to talk to Supernatural Bear and say it was amazing and say that he had met him before, but he got to take pictures. And so that was great. So we're in line, and then so I'm getting, how we do. I'm getting the hot takes from the people. I was like, so what do we do? And they're like, oh, you can't take pictures. It's with the actual photographer, and this and that. And I was like, but can I take video? They're like, if you were, what do they say? They're like, if you weren't so obvious and didn't get caught, maybe. And I was like, okay. So I was able to get amazing photos beyond the professional photo that they take that you see on the site. So it's Mr. Cullen. Put some respect on his name. He's a legend in the game. I'm not calling him Peter. We're not calling him Peter. We're calling him Mr. Cullen. The Supernatural Bear goes up, and I'm taking video, and I'm taking pictures. I'm trying to be all up on my breast, trying to do it all quick, because it was just us in the room, and everyone could see me, and stuff. And so the Supernatural Bear goes, and he says, "It's an honor to meet you, Mr. Cullen, sir." Oh, Mr. Cullen loved that shit. Oh, he loved it. I have photos in between, right before the pro photo, where it looks like that's his uncle from way back and they're seeing each other. Like he hugged him and they're laughing and stuff. He was very impressed. You know what I mean? Because and this is how I know. Later on, so he takes a picture. We were freaking out. Like I wanted to cry. He wanted to cry. It was what I thought it was going to be. So later on, when we're in the panel, people were asking, you got to submit early. We got asked early if we want to have a question, and if they do, they'll call us up or whatever, and they'll read it or have you read it. And everyone was just saying, so Peter. And we kept looking at each other like, Peter?
Like, do you know this motherfucker?
Excuse me?
Peter, is this your friend? No.
I was appalled. So I think he gets it all the time. So I think that's why he was very impressed. Not only because he was a child. He's 10, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And he said, honor, Mr. Sir.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So he got a little extra, and it was amazing. It's one for the books.
I can't wait to see pictures. And I've wanted to ask, but I also was like, oh, I don't know. I kind of want to hear everything about the story for the first time on the podcast.
So he got pictures with him. He got pictures with the voice of Hot Rod, and he asked questions almost at every panel. His best friend, one of his best friends, came. Like he came last year for a full day. I was in charge of him for the full day. But I must say, there is something to say about staying in the hotel. Excuse me. At the same place, because we could take a quick break, go to the room. Excuse me, come back down. It was easy breezy. So we were like, okay, how do you top Peter Cullen? Like, they probably won't come back to Burbank. They'll probably go someplace else. We're like, okay, whatever. And then they posted that they're returning to Burbank, and it's the 40th anniversary of Transformers. So they're looking to see how they can top it. So please believe it.
I know what you're doing next year.
Yeah. Next March, as soon as the hotels become available, I'm getting it for all the days. All the days. And so if anyone's into Transformers and they're going to go, hit us up. We're going.
That's great. I love that.
Yeah.
Yay. Fun times.
Good timers. One for the books.
And now you have another con sort of deal that you're doing.
Do you want to support original content that supports diverse voices? Why not support Word to Your Mama? You're listening to it right now. Become a patron. Head over to patreon.com/WTYM. There are 4 patron levels to choose from, including Good Looking Out, I'm Down, Hell Yeah, and Please Believe It. Benefits include patron shoutouts, exclusive patron-only content, and so much more. Head on over to patreon.com/WTYM to take your support to the next level. Gracias. Yes, so I talked about on here how I'm a speaker at NFT NYC. So this episode drops on Monday the 10th. So this week, I believe, when you listen to this, I'll be later on that week on the 14th, Friday, speaking at the con about how NFTs help onboard and empower marginalized communities. And then on the 13th, Thursday, we are, Hola Metaverso, are partnering with Babs Lab and Project Zero to bring you an event on the 13th at June Shine in Brooklyn. I'll put a link in the show notes in case you listen to this and you happen to be in New York. It's free. Come through, look for me, say hello.
That sounds amazing. I wish I was there.
Yeah. So, I haven't been in New York in over 10 years. So there's a lot of people to see, a lot of things to do. But
how on earth are you going to do that?
My friend was like, dude, don't go everywhere. You have an event. Just have them go there. You're there all day, all night. Yeah. And I was like, smart.
Yeah.
So hopefully that's the case. And I'm excited to see people and eat things and see one of my favorite cities. So yeah. So that's it. What about you?
I have no other plans really to go anywhere for the immediate future. But the one thing I want to talk about that isn't a movie or a podcast or a book or anything is my Oura Ring. Do you know about these things?
I don't think so. No.
It's like an Apple Watch for your finger.
Oh.
And it like tracks your heart rate, your sleep, your blood pressure. Actually, it doesn't do your blood pressure. Sorry. Your oxygen levels, your like all the sort of stuff that an Apple Watch does, but it's a ring and it's totally like the new tech bro toy. And all of my tech bros are like, oh my God, Aura's so great. Everybody has an Oura. Oura. Tracks your period. It does everything. That was a tech, what's the girl version of tech bro? My tech bra. And she was like, totally tracks your period. And I was like, oh my God, it slices, it dices. And so I got one and meh. Like they're really into every morning. It tells you like based on how much activity you had the day before, how much you rested, how much you stood up, sat down, your heart rate, your breathing, your blood oxygen level, your sleep, all of that. It gives you a readiness score in the morning. And I'm like, I don't need a ring to tell me how ready I am for my morning. The answer is always not. So you can take your 74% and put it in your pipe and smoke it. So I might be regifting it to Ranger Ted, who is he thought it was somewhat interesting, but he doesn't want anyone to have his data. So I was like, you just be me. You can wear it and be me. So yeah, Oura. I wonder if anybody has an Oura ring, and if you like it. I keep thinking like I need to go watch a YouTube video and see what I'm missing out on. But I will say my Apple Watch is a more accurately tracks my sleep than my Oura.
So with your Oura, you could just shower and everything, I'm assuming.
Yeah, totally. Like it's water resistant, waterproof to X depth. And yeah, I mean it looks like a big clunky silver ring. A lot of people wear them on their index finger. So you can also do that. I don't know, whatever you want. Wear it on your middle finger. Just be like, fuck you, Oura. Yeah. So Oura rings. I wonder if anyone out there wears one. It feels a little bit like a Tamagotchi.
So let us know.
That's a deep cut for most of you. Some of you.
So let us know. And I'm interested. Now that you are talking about it, I have seen it on the tip tops, but I don't know anyone. You're the first one.
Yeah. Early adopter.
I didn't know that it tracked your period though.
Yeah, which is kind of cool. And it
does track. Do that?
No idea. It does track your I've had it for like 2 weeks. It does track your body temp, which I have noticed since I've been sick. It tells me like, oh, my body temperature is slightly elevated. So, like I'm running a degree hotter than I had been. So a little fever, I guess that's I don't know. What is it good for? Looking cool with tech bros, and that's what I'm all about. All right, let's talk television.
Yes.
Since we met last, one Pedro Pascal property has ended, and as in life, another has begun.
We're very fortunate.
We are very fortunate. The Last of Us. What did you think about the ending?
I thought, if they didn't have another season, it would be great. If, since they are, I'm excited. I'm bummed we have to wait a while. I get it, right? Like, I get it. Would have done the same.
Yeah. No, I know. I think I was kind of surprised because I think that really concludes the first game. And I thought for sure they would stretch it out, the first game, over like 2 seasons and the second game over 2 seasons or something. But yeah, no, it was it was definitely an interesting conundrum at the end, which I know it's supposed to be in the game as well. Like, what would you do? And it made sense to me that he did what he did. I thought it was good. I'm going to miss the fact that I don't get to watch it for that's another thing. Like, I get it that, event television anymore has like a massive budget and it takes a long time to do. But like 2 years in between seasons, really? 2 years.
Yeah, I'm gonna forget about it.
And I find that so annoying. It's like, I'm into it. Give it to me in another year.
Yeah, another year. That's a lot to wait for anyways. Like, another year.
Yes.
So what about Succession?
I still haven't watched the last episode or the last season of Succession. I know. I watched the last one was when the last one I saw, I think it was season 2. They were on a boat and Matthew McFadden's character was like, I'm going to war. And that was it. Yeah. And then I'm sure it lasted for about an episode. Because that's kind of who he is as a person. But I don't know. Maybe I'll be pleasantly surprised. So yeah, it was. I haven't started watching it. I need to catch up.
You have a lot of catching up to do.
So I do.
Let's not talk about it then, because I don't want to spoil it for you.
You know what I have been watching? Talk about the Wayback Machine. I was feeling sick and I just needed something, dumb to watch. And that was You. YOU.
Yes.
You.
Yes.
So I am now almost done with season 2 of You. And we'll probably keep going. I have, kind of a love-hate relationship with the show. So
same.
Yes.
Same. And I finished. I'm all caught up. I'm done. And I was like, where can they go from here? And I was like, oh, okay, I see what they're doing. And even if I'm on the fence, I really like him, and I'll keep watching.
Yeah.
It's simple. It's simple. It's not a heavy thing. It's just like, okay, cool. And you're like, all right. So yes, I totally get You, because I devour them.
Yeah.
For sure.
So that's kind of what I've been watching. And of course, The Mandalorian.
And what are our thoughts so far?
I mean, I can't tell you how excited I am that Katie Sackhoff, aka Starbuck, aka my girl crush, plays such a prominent role in this season. That's been pretty rad.
Every time she comes up on the thing, I was like, T.I.'s loving this shit right now.
Loving it so much. Yeah. So that's been pretty great. I've been liking it overall. I think that it's good. I like that we're teaching the kid how to be a Mandalorian. That's kind of fun.
If they make him a little helmet, I will burst. I will explode. It'll be too much.
Yeah. Yeah. I do also like the armorer. She's pretty badass.
Yeah, I keep saying when we watch it every Friday, even though it comes out on Wednesday, we watch it on Friday, so we got pizza. I was like, who is she? Who's the actress?
Yeah.
And in this last episode, I was like, oh, she about to take her helmet off?
Not only do I want a show about her, like how did she get to be who she is?
Yep.
But I actually do want to see who the actress is. Yeah, and so now I'm looking it up.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah. But I heard the numbers for Mando weren't that great. Surprisingly. But whatever. Don't stop making it. Just keep on keeping on.
Uh-huh.
I need it. We need it. I need Grogu. I need and we don't even really see Pedro, but it's just so I love that I love his character.
I know, and I like his voice just fine.
Yeah,
so that's pretty great.
Yes.
I will send you a picture to the armorer. You're not going to believe what she looks like.
Shut up.
Or maybe you will completely believe what she looks like.
Where did you send it?
I haven't sent it to you yet.
Oh God, that's why.
But she's like boobs for days. Like looks like she's like 8 feet tall. Gorgeous model.
So we don't know her. We've never seen her in anything?
I've never seen her. I bet that she's been in a ton of stuff, but I don't know who she is.
Okay.
Yeah. So, yeah. Hey, if anyone wants to look it up, that's her.
Did you send it to me?
Tall drink of water. No, you want me to... Hold on.
Yeah.
I'll do this.
I'm like waiting for her. I was like,
you're like, I'm waiting. I will drop it into our chat if I can figure out how to do it. Here we go. There you are.
Okay, let's see here. Exciting.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's her. Wow.
Yeah. Kind of not what I would have expected.
No. She has a great voice as well.
She has a great voice. Amazing accent. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, cool. All right. Thank you.
So, yeah, that's her.
Now
That's
we know.
her. Now you know. Sleep easy tonight. Also being sick, have watched a little bit of movies. I finally watched Nope.
What did you think?
It was not as good as Get Out for me, but it was better than, what was the other one? Us?
I didn't watch Us, and I had no desire to watch Us.
I liked it. I wanted to watch it because I love Lupita Nyong'o. I would watch her read the phone book. But this one was like, when it was done, I turned to Ranger Ted and I said, this is a movie that's a Western with aliens. Mm-hmm. And he was like, we already had one of those. I was like, whatever. I had like Daniel Craig and it sucked. This was good. Like one thing that I really like, and he does this a lot, and he does this a lot in this movie, is like, you know, it's like Chekhov's gun. If you see it in the first act, it better go off by the third. So there are a lot of like little things that are that happen over the first part of the movie, like just little Easter eggs. And then, you know, in the last like 30 minutes, you're like, oh, so I love it when that happens. So that was pretty good. But I mean, it wasn't, it was, you know, it was fine. It was fine. Would I recommend it if it's like kind of your thing? Maybe.
Yeah. It was fun. It was fun. I'll never have to watch it again. But, you know, when I'm looking at clouds, I don't look at clouds the same way anymore.
No.
I'm always suspicious.
I thought that the, spoiler alert, alien, the way that the alien looked, alien, was so radically different than other things that we'd seen. I really appreciated that. It was super creative.
Yeah, definitely. And, you know, I love Daniel Kaluuya. He's one of my favorites.
Love him.
So he's great. I love the whole cast. The whole cast was great.
The whole cast is great.
Cast was great. So we didn't get to talk because we talked before the Academy Awards. And then, so right before the Academy Awards, I was able to watch Everything Everywhere All at Once. So
what did you think?
I liked it a lot. The only thing is I could do without the butt plugs and the dildos. But other than that, I thought it was awesome. And I love the story and I love what it was actually about. The acting was on point, well deserved. Because I watched Kate Blanchett's movie. I can't think of the name right now. But
It was Tar.
I watched
T-A-
Tar, right? Because I was like, oh, she's going to bring it. And I was like, really? That's it? Like, that's it? You won an Academy Award over Michelle? Nah. There's no way.
Yeah.
I don't even understand why that movie got so much acclaim. Like I get the story. Like, you know, she's, you know, I don't see it. Like, you know, it was long. It was super long, and I didn't get it. But anyways,
sounds miserable already.
Yeah, it was, and I was just like, oh, who cares? But I saw After Sun.
Okay.
And I was crying, and she won like a BAFTA for like coming up best up and comer director or something. And Paul Mescal was up for Academy Award for best actor, and I think he did a great job. I didn't see the other film, so I can't, like, you know, but it was great. It was, I recommend, because it was you know, semi autobiographical. So I recommend. So I want to see if you see it, what you think, and that's it.
Okay. I mean, the other thing that I should mention, I know it's no After Sun, but I saw John Wick last weekend in a theater.
How was that?
Too long.
Ooh, of course, for you.
Always too long. How do you make a movie like that too long? How this is what it was.
Excuse me.
Bless you.
Thank you.
At one point I was like, ugh, another fight scene. And in the John Wick world, if you feel like, ugh, another fight scene, you're doing something wrong.
Wow.
Like, they should have had one less fight scene. But all of the fights, all of the choreography, all of it was great. Left it open-ended. It's allegedly Keanu's last John Wick, because he is, as he says, too damn old for this shit. And like, you know, it's just, there were a couple of things that were CGI backdrops. There's one scene where like you're lighting people on fire, that clearly fake flames. But otherwise, like all of the fights, all of the stunts, like so clearly him.
Oh.
Even, and you know, that was actually something I noticed as well in Nope, was Daniel didn't do all of the writing, but he did some of the writing, like some of the fast riding on horses. And I was pretty impressed with that, because that's not easy.
Nice.
But yeah, I love it when people do their own stunts. And so my hat is off to Keanu. They left it open-ended. Like, what about some other people that we saw in the first act and never saw again? What's going to happen with them? What about the guy and the dog? So, you know, we'll just have to wait and see what happens. I hear that there is going to be a TV show, a John Wick prequel that takes place in New York at the Continental, the sort of hitman, hit lady hotel. So that should be interesting. Though I don't know if it will star younger versions of Lance Reddick and the other guy, Shane something or another, the guy that was in Deadwood. I don't know if it'll be younger versions of them. And also, can we just take a moment to be like, rip Lance Reddick? I can't believe that he died. You know him.
The guy who just died from John Wick? Yes.
Yeah.
Because I've never seen a John Wick movie in my life.
But you've seen him. Seen him.
But him, for sure. He was in Oz. He was in The Wire. Died too young. Yeah. He was like 60 years old. Yeah,
he was in so many things. Fringe. Loved him in Fringe. He was in Bosch. And like, what the fuck?
Yeah. So young.
So young.
Yeah.
So that was a fun movie, but otherwise, you know, for the remainder of my time being sick, I'm probably gonna go obsessively scroll TikTok and watch some You.
That's great. And maybe by the next one. Oh, go ahead.
I have one more thing to announce. Okay, everybody, you waited till the very end to hear this. Are you ready? Are you sitting down? should probably pull over if you're driving your car. Just, I don't want you to like freak out. I started planting the seeds for my garden.
What?
Yeah, it's a big one.
Shut your mouth.
Yeah. I planted like 24 different kinds of tomatoes, broccoli, and Brussels sprouts. And this coming up weekend, I plant the next round, which will be like melons and things like that.
Wow.
Yeah. Sorry, am I keeping you up? Are you not super riveted about hearing about my little seeds that are starting in the windowsill?
No, I was just thinking about all the balsamic glazed roasted Brussels sprouts, because those are great.
Yeah.
Those are some of my faves.
I've never grown Brussels sprouts or broccoli before. So, big week. Also planting a whole bunch of native wildflowers for a native wildflower pollinator garden that I am doing with a little area.
Nice.
Yeah. How about them apples?
I like those apples. I do like those apples. Yeah. So anything else pressing for this episode?
A couple movies, a couple TV shows, and some gardening. What more do you people want from me? I cruised last time.
Bravo.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah. Poor thing. Let's call it a wrap then, so you can get back. Limited time that you have to get back to you and some tip tops. And let us know.
Thank you. Yeah, I appreciate it. It's nice to talk to everybody.
Feel better, T.I.
Thanks.
Peace out, nerds.